Welcome back for another episode of RADelaide Summit Podcast. This week we cover chats with our special guest Dolce & Gabbana, Mount Gambier 100 miler and who won, and today's winner as well. An all-important Saturday night beam scooter race across Adelaide CBD, and also a runner we had with us. Yes. all very early morning, I guess. And more. Come along for the ride.
If you're new to the podcast and haven't listened before, each week we scour the Strava leaderboards watching you do your efforts up Norton Summit and discuss them here on the podcast whether you like it or not. There's a chance we might shame you, but we promise not to name you personally, and the odds are high that we'll probably shame ourselves because we are not as fast as you.
Not this week.
Look, at the end of the day, our goal is to encourage and celebrate everyone going up Adelaide's best hill climb, Norton Summit, and reaching their own goals. So with that, let's introduce ourselves. We're your summiters, Alex.
Hello.
Kashi.
Ciao, ciao.
Wang.
G'day.
Dolce and Gabbana.
G'day there.
And I am Frankie.
Francesna.
What is that?
Francesna.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, welcome guys and welcome listeners to another RADelaide Summit podcast episode.
All right, as always, we need to know what's been happening on and around the summit this week. Alex, what's been happening?
Well, I am tapering into my tapering. So I've done not a whole lot this week.
You're on holidays, though.
I know. I'm about to have 2 weeks off with the bike. Today's my last day of holidays. It's a sad day.
Exchange student moved out?
Yeah, it is. But anyway, I got out Monday morning. I didn't need arm warmers and a vest, which was fucking amazing. Accompanied by a lovely puncher. First of many months without them. Tuesday, gym, super solid. Wednesday, me and Kashi went off-road.
You did.
I'm just selling the roadie now. Horsnell's Gully and Chambers, and literally went home, got changed straight into Echelon, smashed that out. Then did nothing for 3 days. It was raining, shit, and went out with a bunch of hooligans last night.
So what happened? I'm hearing all this like, oh my God.
There was a dinner. We made sure we ate. Actually, no, we didn't make sure we ate first. Did we, Kashi?
Also, is this your birthday party?
Yes.
Fuck you. Thanks for the invite.
No worries.
All the important people
close
got invited.
friends. Yeah, I made some espresso martinis at home.
Wow.
And
you must be shitting yourself right now.
No, they were really good.
No, that's
They
Kashi.
were very strong.
I had gnocchi guts.
Accompanied by some Sambuca shots, and then we Ubered into the city for dinner.
Wow.
And kept going afterwards.
So what happened? What happened with these scooter schmooter?
Okay, so it just seems to be a tradition that when we finish drinking at one point, everyone has to jump on a scooter and race to the next venue.
Right.
And we fucking put bus lengths into Kashi and his teamie last night. Big banana.
Sorry, the big banana.
Yes, and my cousin, who was also trying to get onto a scooter, didn't have the app, decided he'd just run.
Oh my God.
And he came in second.
What? How fast do the scooters go?
We were like calling for the team car, but it fucking never eventuated. We were like, we had a mechanical to start with.
There was no neutral zone?
There was no neutral zone.
No, fucking, yeah, they were ruthless. They're like, see ya.
Then I was back on the trails again today, which was super slippery and muddy and almost binned it a number of times. So yeah, good week.
Cute.
Kashi.
This week has been great, actually.
Really?
Yes.
You've just been vibing with the universe.
Gym was great. Yesterday.
You guys are getting pretty close now, you and Jim, yeah?
Yeah, I love Jim. Jim's great.
Who?
Jim.
Hasn't Kashi told you?
Me and Jim.
Who's Jim?
Jim lives with me.
Exchange student.
He lives. Jim. He lives in the garage.
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
So, in order to make a little bit of money, we're renting our spaces out, and he's renting his garage out to Jim.
Jim.
GYM.
Yeah, GYM. Yep. Oh,
hang on,
God.
I'm not.
Yep.
I'm deleting myself.
No, you are not.
Can we delete that,
No,
please?
you're not.
Anyway.
Holy fuck.
So,
Jim is in you lift fucking weights.
yes.
You bastard.
So yeah, gym. Yesterday did a gym session in the AM, and then thought it'd be a sweet idea to almost do a half marathon after. So it was good. Did ran Chambers and did like a big loop around there. So that was good. And then went out with this hooligan. It was great. But yeah, just general work. Went riding as well. That was fun. And Yeah, it was good. Really good. Works good. Life's pretty good, actually.
Good.
Yeah.
Look out. What about you, Frankie?
Me.
Tell us about your dress.
Oh,
Why are you dressed up?
yeah, well, that's
Another
a story.
option for a meth house?
you do. I'll give you. You do look good.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Good. Fucking thank you. So, I don't know if... I don't know.
I was going to go to this birthday party last night.
Did you have a date? Or
No,
what's the go?
the sound man is right here.
Yeah, well,
No, I didn't have a date.
You
so
guys had a date.
I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I
No.
don't have any clothes. So if you go back through our Instagram, you'll see I've actually worn the same shit like 12 times because I don't own clothes. Doesn't matter. So sound man was like, let's go shopping. So I went shopping today, spent 2 hours in AS Colour, like trying on literally everything. And I've ended up finding like this dress that I'm wearing right now. And sound man ended up sending some photos to my mother. You know, I was really happy with the purchase. I go home and then I walk in, not in this, in of my, you know, whatever I was wearing beforehand.
Pajamas.
Yeah, pajamas. And mum just goes, I hope you didn't buy that dress. That was so ugly.
Oh.
Looked like a potato sack. And I'm like,
Good old Olga.
I just spent $200
On a potato sack.
on my potato sacks. And so
Combination.
I was like, fuck, like, because I was really sold on this, what I've bought. So I have spruced it up to prove to myself that I don't look like a potato sack.
No, you don't
Because
look
I was
like a
so
potato sack.
sad that I'd spend 200. Well, actually, no, it wasn't 200. It was 150, but still.
I'm going to say this, Olga. Do better, please.
I was so sad. And then
Olga, just
as I was
saying how it
getting
is.
as I was getting up and leaving, I could see her face. She was just like following me as I was walking down the hallway. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. And now I'm just really self-conscious. So I hope I look okay. But
You look just fine.
thank you.
Changing your name to Kestrel.
Oh dear. But anyway, that's me for this week.
That's
What
it.
else have you
Just
done?
Oh,
shopping.
what
You
else
went
did I
for
do?
a-
7 days.
What'd you do this morning?
I just went into the freezer, froze myself, and then woke up to go shopping. No, I just had work.
You were out my way of town this morning?
I did do a hike, which was pretty good. Still, you know. Actually, I don't know if you know in Anstey Hill, there is
do.
an abandoned lot of houses
Yes,
and
the
bricks and
ruins.
stuff. Yeah, the ruins. It's so cool that we have that in South Australia.
There's
Yep.
so much cool stuff, like 5Ks from the city.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, these are things that like, I don't think are really well known to like the general population, but you literally just go on your hike and then you'll see like all these old stables, old fireplaces.
Been to the mine shaft?
The shaft.
The mine. Yes. Yes, you have. The
what's
mine
a
shaft,
where's
which
that?
is the mine shaft, which is just over towards Pioneer Women's.
No. So what's there?
There's a shaft.
No, but what's a mining shaft?
It's an abandoned mine shaft.
Oh, so we used to mine things here.
Yeah,
Oh, that's sick,
slates
man.
or something maybe. Can't remember.
Gold?
I'll Google it.
Okay,
Google it.
fill me in. Yeah.
Please
Please
with my
don't.
shaft.
Not with your shaft, for God's
Is that the
sake.
first time you've been up there?
What?
to Ansie's?
No, I've been there like a couple of years ago with my dad, but it's the
Okay.
first time taking Soundman, and we were just like kind of looking around. It's just really cool. Like I really like the fact that, you know, someone used to live there and do things, and it's just like a piece of history frozen in time.
Did we get some heart rate data?
You're literally 500 metres from the real Chamois house.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Heart rate data. Soundman, do you recall what my heart rate was? My maximum heart rate?
Here we go.
Oh no, 175
Oh.
BPM, I think.
What was your max again last for Dolce &
190.
Gabbana on your hike up Black Hill last week?
190 was my
190.
like max BPM for
A walk.
Black Hill, a walk.
Yeah, so I listened to that podcast and I actually just like paused the podcast for a bit and just sort of wondered. Because that is heavy going. You felt okay?
I mean, I don't know.
No, it's actually impressive. Were you maintaining conversation? Because that's a strange one. Okay, no.
No, I wasn't.
No.
I was struggling. Well, see, I used to be really fit, I think, you know, did a PB of 18:30 up Norton. I did the Super Series. But then, I don't know, I must have some like deeply ingrained sickness or something because I have just like completely, probably all in the head, just like completely taken a massive turn. Now I'm just
It makes
can't
you
even
feel
walk
any
up a
better.
hill.
The amount of espresso martinis I had last night, I was doing like 170 BPM up my street.
His resting RA was 140 last night.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. But I'm slowly getting back into exercise because I have Super Series coming up, so I'm going to have to do something. So I've just been doing like yoga, some runs. Actually, I did do a 5K run this week. Max.
That's me for this week.
Maximum heart rate 200.
Lovely.
It's so bad. Well, actually, I don't know if it is bad. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
you're
just my
very young, though.
physiology.
You're
Am I young?
You're still young.
Look at
220
me.
max heart rate, 220 minus
Minus
your age.
I'm 27. Fuck, I'm 27.
Okay, so
around about.
193.
Yeah.
A bit
so
of
I
adrenaline,
just,
being chased by a bear, definitely 200.
yeah,
Did
maybe.
you take her advice last week and set Marita Carey back up on the trainer?
No.
Come on.
I will
This
do it
week,
soon.
this
Okay,
week.
fine. I will try.
Frankie,
Yes.
Tonight.
All right. I'm sorry. Just missed one.
Come on, let's do this. All right?
Okay,
You got
all right.
this.
What else have I done? And then I went to the house open again yesterday. This was the same house that my mum mentioned last week. I don't know if I've told you about this house, but it's in Vale Park.
Yeah, near me.
And this person must have been like a builder from, I don't know, the 1970s. And they must have hopped around onto like building sites, taken leftover materials that they had.
No, just bits of this
And they
thing up.
built this person's house.
Was he ethnic?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
We love that ethnicity. It's
course he
running
was.
deep in me, right? But you walk in...
Like a shaft.
Sorry. But you walk in this house and it's like wood on one side, brick on the other. You've got stone floors. You've got like the copper wires for your like hot water inside. It's just
wow.
absolutely crazy. Besser blocks, sandstone. It's just
to
crazy.
everything.
It's
Yep.
crazy.
A
So
mumble.
I'm going to try and bid on it next weekend. So
That is it's a good
fingers
suburb.
crossed. Yeah, it is
It's
a good suburb.
suburb.
I'm going to try and buy into it. It is, you need to knock this house down basically, but I'm just going to, not
No,
you,
not you.
me, like in the future. But
I
I
I'll knock
think,
it down. We can get a tractor. It's all good.
I thought you
would
were
not-
moving near Alex.
Yeah, you're going to move 4 houses
Four
up
houses
from me.
down.
Auction next
do
weekend.
you know what? 4 houses down is not enough space between me and Alex. He
Would
would
still hear
actually, no, he said he would throw fireworks at me and I actually believe that.
You wouldn't even see him. I guarantee you wouldn't see him.
Yes, I would. He would be sending me like smoke signals, like that say "fuck you" in the sky, just every hour.
Funny thing is, the first time I went to his house, that was actually
That's
the house that I
he
knocked on.
Really?
Yeah, on the door.
Who lives in it?
No one
No
knows.
one, because she passed away.
Oh, she
that's why
died.
she didn't answer the door.
What? No. Okay, here's a question.
Yes.
So, do you think it's easier to buy a deceased estate or just someone wanting to sell their property?
Well, you don't have to bargain with anyone if they're not there.
Oh, shit.
These are not the answers I'm looking for. Tommy Chapman. He's losing it.
A little bit of session ale just came out my nostril.
What do you think?
Actually, quick question.
Yes.
For the crew that maybe went out last night, how is the session ale?
It's delightful. It's one of my favourites.
It's good.
Beautiful.
Absolutely
so it is
one
a
of my-
good little Sunday
Yes.
cure.
Yeah.
It's good. I like it.
Oh,
Many thanks on that one.
See,
That's
I
okay.
just think they all smell like ass.
No.
All beer.
Oh, what did you
Smells.
guys have last night that smelled like?
Amaretto sour.
Nah, no sours for me.
What's that?
No.
Smelled like someone had vomited in a cup.
Almond-ish liqueur.
Ew.
Or is it? There's an almond in it.
It was terrible.
I
Whatever
thought
it was
alright.
rank.
I don't mind a whiskey sour. It's good. Like the
Okay.
last time I drank was probably actually when
Yesterday.
we went out last time. Yeah, when we went out. I don't
12
either.
hours
So
ago.
I'm probably the
So
same.
you do big gaps?
Yeah.
Like you have moments where you just...
I don't
like,
need it.
wait,
Like I
yeah.
don't need it. It's nice to have with friends and have that like that little bit of social. But I can still go out with it. But
So you like the taste, not the alcohol? Or is the
yeah,
alcohol
I like
the taste?
no, the taste is great.
Really?
Yeah, I like being in control though. I don't like that sense of being all fucked up.
So would you have a beer that was not alcoholic?
Yep.
And
The Heaps Normal do
Heaps
a good
normal.
IPA.
Okay.
Yeah, they're real good.
How about you, Alex?
Me.
Yeah. No?
I just drinks
Dolce?
all by myself.
Yeah, of course you do.
I did have a whiskey on the rocks last night too. Little Japanese single malt thing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it. Yeah,
Special
that's okay.
occasion. Anyway, what have you been doing?
Yeah, sorry, shit. Wang, what are you doing?
interesting and funny week for me.
What happened?
I don't know. The week started off with a few random text messages and phone calls to my phone
after the
on
wang.
Monday.
I thought you were being quite lucrative, like having an additional source income or something like that.
Yeah, well, it turned out
Brilliant. It's
that
fucking brilliant.
a friend of the podcast, Garden of Eden, had advertised some things on Gumtree and put my phone number on there.
Are you kidding me? Why? Just for shits and gigs?
Yep.
Well, no, it was actually this prick's fault, Alex's fault, because he'd organised a job for Garden of Eden to do, and said for him to call his supervisor, and he put my number down as a supervisor. So he called me.
Just for lols?
No, this was a real job that Garden of Eden was supposed to do for
Which
Alex,
he did.
which he ended up doing. Anyway, somehow I got caught up in all of this, and Josh or Garden of Eden got my number. And for some reason, it was my fault. So he's advertised a bit of stuff on Gumtree. So I had my Cervelo P5 for sale for $3,800 on Gumtree. Yeah, started to get a few messages. and I
How
was
many
like,
people tried to... What do they say?
Oh, is the bike still for sale? I was like, what fucking bike?
Oh, my God.
And they've sent me a screenshot of the Gumtree, and they've set the profile up. It was... The first profile was
Maddie Spano or something.
Was Maddie Spano, and then the second profile was
Wango
Spano. Then the second one was a bit of garden mulch, which was free. So I got a few text messages and phone calls about the garden mulch as well.
This is giving me some good ideas.
That was pick up in Paraka, that was. And then lastly was some Sutro sunglasses.
This is amazing.
Oakley. So
Hilarious.
it was pretty funny. Especially the descriptions that they put in, like the P5, they put in that the bike was meticulously cleaned
during and after
rides and things like that. So, it was well played by Mr. Garden of Eden.
That's hilarious.
It was brilliant.
He was the last person I expected. I actually thought it was Alex. So,
well, he did message me and say, "What should we advertise?" I was like, "His TT bike."
I thought it was your exchange student, and that's. I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it at that.
Student?
No, we can't mention his name.
Jim.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because of the falling out we had last week, I thought it was the exchange student.
Okay, making sense.
But as far as on the bike, 18 hours this week. Still pumped out the 700k. So didn't do anything on the road yesterday, unfortunately, because of the weather. So did the Zwift Ausasia 130 yesterday, which was a pretty solid ride. What else? And I'm starting to come down a bit sick today, unfortunately. So don't come too close to me, Cashy.
Yeah, no, you just microphones.
Yeah, we've had sickness in the house this week. But apart from that, that's about it.
Sorry.
Dolce and Gabbana. What have you been doing for the last week?
Do we talk about the nicknames given?
You can talk about it.
Whatever you want.
Where did that come from?
I made it up literally this afternoon.
Oh, just off the top of the noggin. I like that. It could have gone worse.
Well, the one that she came up with was terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, what was it?
You don't even remember it was that bad.
Thank
The
you,
one
Alex.
I wanted to call you. Hang on, please hold. Mr. Microphallus.
I don't even know what that means.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a good week. It's been cold. It's been wintry. I've been spending a fair bit of time on the dirt of late. Lots of dirt bicycles, which has been cool. I would like, if I could put in a request of maybe just overnight rain and then sun during the day.
That'd be nice.
For dirt conditions. Whoever's listening can make that happen.
I concur.
But no, things have been good. Yeah, it's been busy. We've been having fun.
You took out the cross race win last weekend before last, sorry?
Yeah. Cross season has started. Yeah. It was really cool. Port Adelaide did a really good job.
It looked like a pretty cool course.
It was a good course. Yeah. We got rain at the right moments as well. That course is notorious for being very mulchy, dusty, pretty hard to get through.
We could get some mulch.
Yeah, true.
Some away.
Yeah. Port Adelaide don't need any more of it. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, no, course was cool. Atmosphere was cool. Some really fast juniors out there at the moment.
Yeah, good.
There's a couple of guys who have been sort of legends of the Australian cycling scene that may have gotten back into it, which was really cool to see. But yeah, it was a good day out.
Cute. Actually, can you kind of tell me what the CX course is like? Because I've only ridden a bike on not cement, bitumen. So I don't like you to say mulch, like you're riding on mulch. What's
like
going
all
on?
different types of terrain. There's mulch, there's dirt, there's uphill, downhill, grass. You can
Gravel?
get some gravel.
Mud,
you get some
everything.
actual bitumen. The surface is constantly changing.
What happens if shit gets in your bike?
You should see the bike that I was riding today. It's just completely covered in gunk, hero mud.
Sometimes you're carrying it. You're not necessarily riding it the whole time.
You jump over
You're
things.
carrying your bike.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
It's the course last week.
This is cool. We can pull apart a lot here.
So what, is it faster to carry a bike?
Well, last week there was 2 like pyramid jump
go over
things you had to
jumps.
go over. You had to barriers, take your bike over them.
So you had to uncleat
Dismount
yeah.
and remount.
and then get back on. Fuck. So really, even if you're a fast cyclist, you
No.
might lose because you might be bad at carrying a bike.
Cross is a whole other level.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like-
So it is very, very versatile. Adelaide is sort of notorious for the mulch purely because Adelaide City Council like to put mulch in our parklands.
And then
So
we
any
that's
particular
what
reason?
happens there. I suppose just general health of the parklands.
And then we are just like meow all over it.
Yeah,
They must
yeah.
love that.
The nice thing is that the old bicycles don't do too much damage.
Yeah, okay.
In terms of that, it is very dense, and the clubs and the volunteers do a great job of repairing what they can as well. That's a really big part of us getting to race in parks again.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, credit to the guys in the club who actually deal with the council and get us places to race because it is really unique. Yeah, we race on the bike paths, on the grass. If we get bad weather, it never gets cancelled unless it's obviously like lightning and things are fairly wild. But it is notorious for being a winter sport. That's where it started in Belgium.
Right.
And the roadies decided that they wanted to keep riding through the winter, and they would actually, back in the day, just go for the old point to point, and you could choose your own adventure. So they would race from one town to the next. And the cheeky boys just started going through the farms
Wow.
to create a shorter distance.
Yeah.
And through the farms, there was fences. And so they would get off and jump over the
Right.
fence.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where the barriers come in now. Luckily now they're only allowed to be 40 centimetres high,
Right.
and sometimes you can jump them. You don't have to get off the bike.
You can jump 40 centimeters on the bike.
Yeah, you can bunny hop.
sometimes.
Bunny hop, yep.
I've seen this man bunny hop up
You can bunny hop.
barriers many times.
Yeah. Depends where the barriers are on the course. Sometimes it's faster to run and more practical to run.
Yep.
Get on and off. Other times riding it is definitely the move. But yeah, it is a very versatile sport. It's a real blend of lots of disciplines.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, this is probably going to show. So I didn't do any research on you, so I actually know nothing about you. So I'm assuming you ride CX, but I am also assuming you ride other forms of cycling, yes?
Yeah, correct.
Yes. So
Yeah.
this is going to segue into our general discussion.
Love it.
So I should ask you, what is your preferred cycling discipline? Thank you for finishing my sentence. I was struggling there.
That's probably one I was trying to work out a while ago, and then I just gave up. I love riding on the road in the team. The team aspect is very important to me, and that's
So
something.
you're part of a team.
Yeah.
Who do
I
you ride for?
He's in our team.
Bridge Lane.
Oh, that's big. Oh, shit. So you're a big boy?
He's a big boy.
Wow.
So I ride for Bridge Lane, and those guys. I'm very fortunate where they let me race other disciplines, and that's just. It's just what I like to do. I don't necessarily get bored, but I get a lot of satisfaction out of riding different bikes and mixing it up. Yeah, a favourite is super hard. I love the road aspect for the team. I get a massive kick out of that. It's super rewarding. I love cyclocross because it's just very raw, and it's a fast start, and it's important to have skills and be able to deal with the conditions on the day, and just different things get thrown at you. And recently the mountain bike.
Good fun.
Yeah, I've just been having a good time.
So fun.
Just really good for the head. I don't put the computer on the handlebars. I just get well away from.
That's why I got the watch. It's the best thing ever.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's just nice. Like you just don't. it's nice to be, even if you're climbing, you're not looking at the computer. I don't know. For me, it's just important to get away from that every now and then. Really been enjoying it. Yeah.
I love
Well,
that.
all right. You're gonna see how my brain works. All right. So you say you work for Bridge Lane. No, right for Bridge Lane.
I work for
right. They're a
Bridgestone.
team. Are they an Australian team?
Yes,
Right.
I would
So-
say they're the most prestigious cycling team in the last 20 years.
Wow.
So the
Well
winner
done.
of the who was the winner of the Warnie
yeah,
this year?
so this is where my brain is going. So Epstein Barr III won Warrnambool. So I'm assuming you were on the same team as him.
Yeah, correct.
So you say you're like really into the whole team thing. So can you tell me what your involvement into his win was?
I told him to have a gel.
And that was it.
Yeah, that was a
advice.
really, really, really good day. Yeah, we were in the. I think I was in. I followed a move on the highway, which is notorious for moves not going. Very, very weird start to that race. But I was in a breakaway, sort of 5K into the race, and
Wow.
obviously being 270, it's early days.
Sorry, why is that a bad thing, having an early breakaway? Aren't you
You're
going to
gonna
get
miss out
away?
on your
It's a long
own for
way to go.
265 Ks if it stays away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just sort of. but the other option of that is not being in it and having to chase, and
Yeah, okay.
that was never the plan. So that was cool. We were in the break, and then I had a couple teammates join me, which was beautiful. We're in a very, very strong position from.
Including Epstein Barr III?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah. He came across to party.
Yeah.
It was nice to see him there. You know, he was the last. He was part of the last group to get there. And yeah, when I felt a little hand on the back, it's pretty rare to feel that from another team.
How is that touch?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then yeah, from that point onwards, it was a really good team ride. Lots of communications. We were on the front foot from there.
Right.
Along with another teammate, Sam Jenner, who played a massive role in making that win happen.
He certainly pushed himself to the extremes, didn't he?
Did have
Yeah.
a bit of a
Cheeky
vom.
little vom off the back of the bike.
Yeah, it's just...
So you just push yourself to the absolute limit.
That's not unusual from that man. That would have happened by himself in his hometown with no number on the back.
Yeah.
That is a man who knows how to train and put the work in. And yeah, just races like that too. Yeah, he's a good teammate.
Awesome.
Where did you were up there in the final of that? Where did you finish overall?
I got 9th.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
still very good. That's
Yeah.
out of how many people? Like 50?
How many
100?
people, Frankie?
I don't know. How many people were in
When did we
it?
start? 150, 200?
Yeah, the Warnie, it would be around. Yeah, I think that's a safe bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So you're very good. Bit
Top 10 in the
starstruck,
Warnie
man.
is nothing to be sneezed about.
Huh?
Top 10 in the Warnie is nothing to be sneezed about.
I've actually got a little story about the end of the Warnie.
Do tell.
I absolutely, at one point there was just groups of 2s and 3s everywhere. And
So not all together?
No, it really did split to pieces. Well, it kind of was split. It was a lot that happened in that
It was
race.
a terrible
but
day weather-wise, wasn't it? As far as cross-season wind.
Head crosswind
Yeah.
for a lot of it, which
Yeah.
just made it slow.
Yeah.
That's why the winning time was slow.
Yeah.
Definitely not through lack of effort from the what did you call him?
Epstein Barr III?
Yeah, not
guy.
through lack of effort of that man charging, but yeah, it made it a bit of a negative day. But at the end, we don't really know. I didn't really know where I was on the road. I knew I was a long way back, and I had 2 teammates at the front, which was beautiful. But all of a sudden, this fella came flying past me, and it was a man called Ben Hill. He's from Canberra, and I thought, holy Moses, because I knew that the bunch was a long way back, a long way. And where's he come from? And then he came with like speed, so he just kept going, and I was like, whoa, that's pretty demoralising, but I don't really know where I am on the road, like what's going on. And then this guy came up next to me, and I look, and I'm like, that's not a kid I sort of recognise, and it was Froome.
Old Freeman.
Who's Froome?
Chris Froome.
Who's Chris Froome? Oh my God. Who's
Multiple Tour de France winner.
Oh shit. So he was just like, how's it
He
going,
won
mate?
it literally 4 times in a row.
Holy shit. And he just came up
Powerful.
past you.
Yeah, so first of all, unreal that he actually did the Warnie.
Sorry, why? Is it because he won the Tour de France?
He was over here training. He
Oh,
was
so he
here
was-
for Tour Down Under.
So is he allowed to take part in this,
Absolutely.
even though he's elite?
He's Chris Froome.
He got flown to the start. in a private jet.
So there's no like you're not allowed to be too elite. So really, if Lance Armstrong, wait, is that
He was here last week.
He was here.
or was it Lance? Is that the one who went on the moon or the one who?
Yeah, the one that
Yeah, no,
Okay.
that's his dad. That's his dad.
Neil Armstrong.
Neil
Oh,
Armstrong's
that's
son.
the same shit. Sorry. So if he was like wanting to come out of retirement, because I just know he was a big cyclist, and he was like, I want to do the Melbourne to Warrnambool. They would let him, or anyone in like a high, like the best of the best.
I hope they would.
I saw
Yeah.
a friend of mine in Melbourne rode with George Hincapie yesterday. Went on a big ride with him and Gero and stuff. Yeah, it was like sick.
Yeah.
Hincapie rode with Armstrong back in the day, in the glory days of postal service.
Wow. So really, the
Plugging another
Kings.
podcast, they do a good job, those
They
guys.
do.
What's it called
The
again?
Move.
The
The
move.
The
Yeah.
Move.
It's an awesome podcast.
We're better.
So Freemy went past, Hill went past, and you still didn't go?
Oh, no, Freemy didn't go past.
Oh, he didn't go past.
No, we hung on.
Nice.
Because them two chopped off just for ages to get
Yeah,
across,
so
didn't
I
they?
saw that afterwards. Super impressive. And then, I just, I did have a bit of a like a little bit of a fanboy moment. I thought, I'm at the end of the Warnie, which I have a huge amount of respect for, just the race in general. And we'd had a big day. We'd been in the break for a long time, and it was coming to the end of a long day. And I just, we did a couple turns, and he just looked like I was cooked and he looked cooked. And I thought, this is rare.
This is great.
Like, yeah, it was really cool.
How many times have you done the Warnie? Sorry.
4 or 5,
Wow.
I think. Yeah.
I'm in the presence of greatness right now.
No, definitely not. You had Tim Decker on the podcast.
I had to Google who he was.
What was he, 20 times?
That's amazing. Good work, man.
Right, hit him with some questions, shall we?
Sure. So,
Zinger, good or bad?
Straight to the end.
straight to the good question. We'll leave that to the end. So, what got you into cycling?
Well, I suppose I raced motorbikes as a junior, and I idolised other motorbike riders, and they started just filming themselves bike riding, and it
I'm
was
glad
all,
it was filming themselves bike riding. Continue.
Yeah, and it was one of those. They started training off the bike a lot, and I started to take that sport a little bit more seriously. And I thought,
I didn't realize how like core intensive motorbike riding is. Like you can
Yeah.
work up a massive sweat even though you're using an engine. Like I thought it was just like this piss easy sport that anyone can do, but you actually have to be really fit.
yeah, for sure. Just like strength and being fit enough that your brain doesn't get tired, because that's just when most people have huge crashes. Like the consequences are pretty high, but as long as you're in good shape, you have more chance of.
Not dying.
Yeah, it's a good way of putting it. But yeah, so that's how I got into it. A local man, Loza Shaw, I knew him through motorsport.
Yep.
And he sold me a bike for a packet of chips. Like really helped me out. I was a Scott, an aluminium Scott, and I started riding with the local shop, and away we went.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Nice. Well, on that, so what would you say your greatest achievement or best day on the bike spin?
Whoa. I've had a lot of good days with like no results attached to them. I did one race in Europe last year called Tour of Bretagne, and the last stage of that was, just like, that's sort of my reference of like how hard I can go now. So when I think things are tough, I think it's not as bad as that.
That's filthy weather up there from memory, like the Bretagne, like that area, because it's in France, yeah?
Yeah, correct.
Can you just give a quick rundown what the Bretagne is? What is it? Just on the road, off the road?
It's a road tour. It's a 7-day road tour.
Oh, you've already lost me. But
And yeah, they race. They race through towns. It's notorious for being really technical, and the roads are not good. The weather's not good. We were very fortunate last year that the weather was okay. We had a couple days where it wasn't as flash, but our mechanic was just saying, boys, like he was just letting us know every day. He goes, this is not what it's normally like. So we were very fortunate in that fact, but the racing was still solid. It's just notorious for being very technical and windy.
why is it technical?
The roads are skinny.
Okay, so is this
And
like bunch
there's-
technical?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And just it's very, very rewarding in that race to be at the front, and everyone knows that. And so
Wow.
then the race just gets faster and faster, and there's more
Everyone
and more.
wants to be at the front. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just more and more tension.
Is that
and
because it's harder to get around because the roads are so skinny?
for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I think at one point I was actually with Jensen Plowright, and he's an old teammate of mine, and he was riding for FTJ Development last year, and we were having a laugh on the last day because we're going down this road, and we're going through these farm roads so we can see the front of the group, and I reckon we were like 150th, but there was like no gaps, like everyone knows how to hold the wheel. And Jensen, we're coming into this corner, and he goes, "This is not good." And we couldn't have gone any harder. We're doing like 55, and there's no chance of moving up. And like, we're coming into sharp corners, and we look to the right, and there's like the front of the bunch is like 3 acres away.
I was going to say, you can already see them turn the corner and like they're 500 metres up the road.
Yeah, exactly.
Oof.
So that was we got off track there. That was a very rewarding
good.
tour for myself. I heard a lot about that. Nationals last year for cyclocross.
Yeah, you were flying.
I put a lot of emphasis and a lot of energy into that. We hadn't had nationals for a couple of years because of COVID, and so it really felt like things were getting delayed, and we lost the cyclocross groove for a while there.
I have, because I'm new to the cycling community. I didn't really know that there was a whole separate scene for CX because I came in like 2020. I just thought it was you do a crit race at Vic Park and that's it. But no, there like I know, you know, prior to 2019, there was apparently a very, very big community, which I've heard is only slowly now coming back.
Correct.
Yeah.
We used to race all the time. It was amazing.
Yep.
It was so good.
So you're a champion in the CX world
Champion of Australia.
of Australia?
He actually,
Of Australia, yeah.
That is so good.
Yeah, so we had nationals last year in September in Wollongong. They tied it in with Road Worlds.
The worlds. Yep.
Yep.
Can I actually ask? Sorry, this is there's no questions on here, but I'm just curious. So, do you do cycling full time? Is that your job?
No,
So, what do you
No.
do as alongside cycling?
I work in a bike shop.
Where? Which one? In Adelaide?
Yeah, in Adelaide. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're not allowed to say the name.
No, that's
No, you
okay.
can.
No,
You
it's
can
in
give 'em a plug.
Hindmarsh Square.
Hindmarsh
Yeah,
Square.
yeah. So I've been
that
there.
Italian brand, Giante. Do you know Giante?
Giante.
Yeah.
Giante. Have you heard of Giante?
What?
It's probably the way you pronounce it. I don't know.
It's Gant.
Giant.
Oh, Giant, you fuck. Okay,
yeah.
you work at Giant. Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, new gig for myself.
Very nice.
But yeah, no, not full time bike riding. Yeah.
If you could, would you be a full-time cyclist? Or do you think that'll take a bit of joy out of it for you?
Nah, I don't. I think with the multidiscipline thing, not full-time road for me is kind of daunting.
Yeah.
But if I was fortunate enough to be good at one of them or a few of them to warrant and be pro, of course, that would be amazing. And the multidiscipline world's growing. Like a lot of pro
Yeah.
tour guys are just
Jumping from one to the other all day, every day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool to see.
Pidcock
Yeah.
got a cheeky little win, World Cup.
Was cheeky.
Yeah.
The bike looks good.
And I think it's so cool that you're doing like all these different disciplines at a very good level, might I add. Because I feel like road cycling, different skill set to CX, different skill set to mountain. Do you do mountain biking as well?
Yeah, very rarely.
Very
He
rarely.
said that about 5
What?
minutes. He
Did you
said
not
that about
listen to
5
him
minutes ago.
introduce himself?
No.
And if there are different skills, if they're the same skill sets, they wouldn't be called different disciplines, would they?
This is too much for my brain.
That's right. That was a while ago. That's okay.
You can tell that he does different disciplines in the bunch because this guy here has got probably the best bike handling skills in the bunch
Yeah, okay.
of a crit
Yeah.
or road, whatever.
Yeah. And
And
how
it
did
shows.
you get picked up by Bridge Lane as well? Like, was it just like,
Uh,
hello?
Sadly not.
They were at Big Park.
Really?
No.
Oh.
The talent squad.
Yeah, I think it was 2019.
Sorry, how old are you?
27.
Oh.
Yeah. I was very fortunate.
You saw that too.
What?
Carry on.
Yeah, 2019. A very, very close mate of mine, Chris Harper, had been riding for Bridge Lane. wasn't called Bridgelane at that point, but it was that squad, that ownership.
Bennelong back there. Was it Bennelong?
Correct. Yeah, it was. Yeah. And they had a bunch of riders overseas, and they needed a rider for an NRS tour here. And it was an NRS tour that I really like. It was South Coast, which sadly doesn't exist anymore. But it was sort of 5-6 days of not great weather and lots of crits, which was really cool. And they gave me a guest spot, and which was just mind-blowing for me, to be honest.
Is that your ticket in?
Yeah, I'd been doing a lot of cyclocross and not much road.
Yeah.
And then that flicked a switch. And yeah, I was very fortunate to sign the following year.
Holy shit, man. Congrats.
Nice.
Well done.
Now, for worst day on the bike, what would you say that has been to date?
Worst day. I think, what's it now? We just talked about South Coast, probably.
Probably South Coast.
Yeah, probably South Coast. I don't have an accurate date, but it was that was actually the first NRS I ever did. And I borderline didn't even know what cycling was. And I went to...
Same.
Yeah.
Dive in.
Yeah, it was super new, and they were double stages, and the weather was horrible. But I still don't know if it was worst day, because I just learnt so much, and it was very humbling. Like, very, very humbling. NRS back then was just, the depth was crazy. Like, we were actually looking the other day, they had 170 entries for the Adelaide tour.
Yeah, I remember that tour.
And we were looking at some results the other day, and the guys that were around 120th, like, they were all just like recognised Aussie bike riders, let alone the top 10. And so I was very fortunate that I got thrown into the deep end when things were that strong. Yeah, no,
as these
no
boys
worst
say,
days.
if you wanna ride faster, ride with faster people.
That's correct.
Yep.
How fast? Sorry.
No, go. I like it.
You know, like how much faster can the human body get on a bike? Because I feel like now we're just getting to the point where it's just like people are getting incrementally faster. Surely there has to be a point where it's just like, okay, we have reached the pinnacle of man. We cannot go faster than
No,
this.
there's always going to be someone that goes that next level.
Yeah.
It might not be the gear, it might be the person, it might be the clothing, it could be the bike. It's just going to continue to evolve.
Other gear too.
Yeah, the other gear.
The other
the
gear.
Epo.
Yeah.
That's the thing that spins me out, though, because like 1990, the equipment in the time trial or whatever it might be,
Oh, dude,
there is nothing better at that point.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then you think like you look at motorbikes now, or you look at an F1 car, and you just go like, how?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it just
With
keeps
science
going.
shit. So do you think you've reached your peak, or do you think you've still
Nah,
got some?
definitely
no,
not.
You're still going.
Nah, definitely not on a technical level.
Yeah.
Well, physical is always like, you can always make gains for sure. Like fitness is just, that's a whole nother thing. But now that I'm spending more and more time on the dirt and riding mountain bikes with guys who really know how to mountain bike, it's pretty eye-opening, eh? It's been super cool. I've loved learning a different discipline. Even though it's a little bit of stuff that I've done before, actually concentrating on it is another, yeah. I like it. It's pretty endless, to be honest. Yeah.
What do we got? Favorite bike? Yeah, let's go favorite bike. Favorite bike and group set. Let's bundle them all in.
Probably my current cyclocross bike. Yeah, so it's a Focus.
Yeah,
I rode for Focus for years and years. 6 years, I think it was. And I rode the Focus Mares, and I have that frame at the moment. I've had it for 3 years now, and it's kind of like, it's just home. Like, it feels really good. I haven't adjusted a thing on it for like 3 years. No bike fit orientated stuff.
Love it.
Same brand of bar tape, the same hoods. Sadly, it's all a little bit old. Like, if I wanted to make it again, I can't, but I'm never going to sell that thing.
No, I had one for a while. Actually, my brother bought it. But yeah, that was the best cross bike I've ever had.
So yeah, I don't know terms into like what level of Shimano it is. It's got Ultegra hoods like Di2, and then it has a GRX Di2
Clutch.
rear derailleur. Yeah. But then it's one by on the front.
Nice.
And then C40 wheels, tubs.
Tubs. Yeah, for cross tubs.
Yeah. I just really like that thing. Frank, we've lost Frankie.
So you get tubular wheels. So the tube is actually sewn into the tire. Yeah,
Tubs.
and then you can run it at low pressure, and when you corner, you get like a float, and it's delicious.
Isn't that tubeless?
No.
Tubeless is different.
So you have like a
You
car
glue the
tire?
actual tyres to the rim.
Like a
The tub is like complete. You glue it to the rim.
nah,
Okay, anyway.
doesn't matter.
Moving
Can you
on.
ride obviously a soloist on the road?
Yeah. Brand new to this year. That thing's been super cool. Again, I just sort of very, very fortunate with the bike fit situation. Like, I haven't adjusted a thing since the first time I rode it. The hoods feel good. It turns really well. We're on a previous brand that did not turn, needed encouragement. This thing was eye-opening to say the least. And yeah, I know all the boys are stoked as well. And they look good too.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
More and more of them getting out there as well. What about favourite group set?
Didn't he just say that?
No.
Oh, he's just...
I don't know. I know I'm building a cyclocross gravel bike as we speak. And that's going to be GRX. And I'm excited for that. Shimano.
Yeah, Shimano, Frankie.
Shimano, Frankie.
Thank you.
And I'm really looking forward to that. But I've had GRX components, but not the hoods. So I've sort of had a bit of a bitzer. So I'm looking forward to just having everything. Yeah,
Flush.
I'm not. It's something I haven't really had.
What frame are you? Is this cheeky gravel CX bike?
It is a R5 CX.
Ooh, a new one.
Yeah, the new one, yeah. Wout
Sevilla.
made it look very good. So if we can achieve 1% of that, we'll be on the right track.
There's a couple of them floating around out there now, isn't there?
So Sergeant Weenus has one, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Oh, I did speak with our Baker's Dozen
Yes.
the other day, and he actually did say, you know what? Because I was talking about getting a new frame for myself,
Yeah.
and he's like, get one, and I was like, ooh. So maybe.
You just got cash to splash.
No,
Do you
I
want to
don't.
sponsor
I'm
a
trying to save for a
child?
house, bro.
Are you as well?
Yeah.
Overrated.
Yeah, I've had a house before. I lost it, and I'm going to start again.
Amazing.
Haven't found it yet? No.
What about favourite kit of all time? Pro
kit.
kit.
Oh,
Could be your own too.
yeah. Oh, that's got me. Yeah, I can't go what everyone else says. I can't.
Well, you did say Savello.
I don't know if it's so much like the kit or like what it represented at the time, but like the Boonen era of Quick Step.
We should rephrase the question because that's a very good point he makes. Like how that kit made the peloton look and feel.
What do you mean? What was happening at the time that made you feel a certain way?
Do you know?
No.
Do you not know Tom Boonen?
No.
Okay.
I feel like that was one of the best eras. I think that's where when I properly got into cycling. So I was like seeing that, I was like, this is the fucking best shit ever. Amiga, Pharma, Quick Step, whatever they're called now, Deconic Quick Step, Alpha Vinyl, whatever they are.
So this was
Bravo,
like the baby
Over.
blue with the white.
Yeah,
black.
correct.
Yeah.
They're on
Yeah.
Specialized at the time.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
And you knew
Oh,
as
yeah.
soon as he went to the front, it was like, well, everyone else might as well go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just odd. I was fairly fresh to cycling then, especially sort of studying like the pro side of things. And yeah, you didn't really have to know the guy or the team to like know how they raced, if that makes sense. Like I didn't have to have any personal connection or stories about them to just be like, that's the shit.
Is that the same era when Cav was on?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
stick fork in me.
Actually, Cav, the HTC like Hincappy days,
Yeah.
that was sick. The lead out trains they had for them.
yeah,
That's pretty
actually.
iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah, not really kits, more like how the team operated, I
like
reckon.
I reckon let's rephrase
I'm
that for
going to do
next.
that.
Yeah.
We'll put that in, put it in the notes.
Okay.
Let's just to piggyback off that, or not kit, but favorite pre-ride meal. What's your favorite pre-ride meal?
Oh, it's pretty boring. getting right into honey at the moment.
There's a lot of
I bought
Honey.
a kilo of honey today. It's delicious.
Yeah, nice.
Dude, my dad went full ethnic and he's bought 3 beehives.
Whoa.
Yeah, and he makes his own honey.
I'm not that into honey. That's
Bro.
that's nice.
Where's the fruits of his labour? Where are they?
I'll bring you a jar.
Fuck
You're not
yeah.
allowed to wear black around the bees or they'll come and get you. Anyway, sorry, I digress.
No, that's good.
You like
I-
honey?
Just honey.
Just honey.
Epstein Barr, he puts honey on white rice, does he not?
Yeah.
Oh, did he tell you? Oh, we won't give away secrets.
Come on.
Yeah,
remember
no, that
doing-
was like the very early hours of the morning because the Warnie's notorious for like having to eat early because
Yeah.
it is like a 7 a.m.
Starts so
start.
early.
Ew.
And so the old cabin, can't remember what cabin we were. There were some vibes. There were some vibes that morning. There was like 4 aero presses, and there was some rare amounts of carbs getting around. It was, so yeah, I can vouch for that. But yeah, just normal like porridge and eggs, and I haven't got much for you. Sorry.
That's okay.
I remember doing 3 Peaks one year, and a guy next to me literally pulled out a bottle of honey and just straight down the hatch.
Jeez.
Just capilano honey, soft squeeze, straight down.
Holy.
That was it.
Yeah, okay.
I actually don't mind when I'm at home if I'm like desperate, just chugging a little bit of maple syrup on the erg.
Yeah, okay.
It's fucking delicious.
Probably goes down better than a bloody
Did that
gel.
with Nutella.
No.
Disgusting. Because we need to go to the dentist and shit.
Go on.
Go on,
Now,
hit him. Hit
The
him.
question of the podcast. Zinger Burger, good or bad?
Yes.
Yes.
It's
Knew I liked you
it's
for a
so
reason.
dry.
Well, depending what KFC you go to.
It's fair.
Depending how long they've been sitting in the bag for.
Yeah, that's also fair.
And when are you going to stop throwing your boxes in Real Chamoy's fucking bin?
Real Chamoy
He's
has had
dark on
KFC
you.
boxes in his bin the last 2 or 3 days in a row. and He doesn't
Really?
eat
What?
KFC.
Could you just go there?
No, he
just-
thinks it's me, but it's not. yeah. He's installing
He's going to be advertising your
video
car on
cameras to
Gumtree
see all
shortly.
this.
Oh, are you serious? Oh my god, that's
Yeah,
so funny.
honey.
Anyway,
Sweet.
Very good. Just while we're on that as well, might as well give you a bit of a plug. So you do some skill sessions as well as part of your Tommy's skill sessions.
Yeah. Oh,
Tell us
thank
a
you,
bit
mate.
more about them.
Yeah, something I'm very, very passionate about. I've found that I've worked on that sort of stuff myself for a very long time. And I watch a lot of racing and I watch a lot of local stuff, and I really like how hard people go in training now to improve a threshold or get a better sprint, last on the bunch ride longer, anything like that. But I feel really sorry when they can't do that because of a skill level, and you deserve to be at the front if you train that hard. And that goes for cyclocross. I train cyclocross skills and we do road skills. That's like the 2 things. None of the sessions are fitness based at all. It's all about learning how to feel the bike and ride the bike. Be safer for sure. Understand like when the limit might be on its way. And then also learning how to like work with the limit too. It's quite rare. I understand why it's quite rare because it's all about climbing hills and getting faster and stronger, and I understand that, but there's just so much to be gained in the bunch and being confident on your bike.
Can you give me a complimentary session, please?
We can sort something out.
do you have a separate website or Instagram page for it? Is it just where do people find you?
Yeah, no, that's probably something that needs to happen soon. Something separate to the personal socials. But yeah, we a lot of junior work, and yeah, we do junior sessions on Sunday mornings when there's not racing. I encourage every sort of racing, and we're in this new era now where the kids are doing. Sadly for the parents, they're having to buy a lot of bikes, but it's amazing to see them race mountain bike one weekend, road the next. But when there's not racing, we do skills.
Yep.
And then everything's super flexible. We did some stuff with the Super Series teams last year as well. I hate seeing crashes that don't have to happen. They are a part of racing, but it's just like really gnarly to see people who have to work on Monday morning just have an unnecessary crash on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
So if people do want to get involved with your thing that you are presenting, like do they get in contact with the
They can
podcast
message us or they can
and then we'll
message
straight to
pass them on
Tommy's
to you,
Instagram?
or do they go straight
that
to
would be
Instagram?
amazing. Yeah. More than welcome to contact the podcast. And otherwise, Tommy Chapman on Instagram. more than happy to answer questions and
I
appreciate
know a
that.
couple of guys that have had some one-on-one sessions with you, just like descending skills and things like that. And yeah, they've said that, it just made so much of a difference to their confidence on the bike. So
There's so many people, like, if they had the skills, would be so much higher up in the
and
grids
it's not
for
unusual for the top pros to get those sort of coaching as well. Like a lot of the top pros get descending coaches.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, when I was up in Brizzy in COVID, when I was living up there, Brody Chapman was getting coaching skills.
Cool.
Like, there's no, and Lucy Kennedy, like, so there's no real
And
excuse to not get it.
a big inspiration for me was Chatty, like Mark Chadwick,
Chadwick.
who was the manager of the Focus cyclocross team for a long time. And he just said, you spend months and months working on your threshold, but you can do like 1 hour a week of skills to save half a second on every corner we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even if it's not saving time, not crashing is a beautiful thing. So
You could lose a race going downhill. You've only got to look at the Giro on at the moment. Like
You lose every race downhill.
different, true. Like the different levels of descending skills in the World
Yeah.
Tour is ridiculous. So
Very cool.
yeah, so give Tommy get in contact with Tommy if you're keen to hook up with him
Thank you very much, Tommy.
and get some skills.
and get some skills too.
He's pretty dreamy over there with his session ale. Shout out to Mismatch.
Frankie, recap on the week of cycling. No,
What?
Oh, yeah,
Norton
gentlemen.
times. We've got one page too far.
Oh,
Alright,
you're even
well,
too
let's-
far again. Who won the Mount Gambier 100 mile?
Thighs on the prize.
Eyes on the prize.
Well done.
Yes. He
Solo.
took it out. Now, was the handicapping done well?
Probably not. He probably shouldn't have had that handicap, but that doesn't matter.
Okay.
He can only ride to what handicap he's given.
That's it. He still won.
Still won.
More exciting news, though. Our lovely friend Lewis from Recycle Bicycle Sales had his 6-month birthday. I can tell you how hard it is to run small business, so congratulations to you,
Nice,
Lewis.
and shout out to him for the
Yeah, didn't
for the
you
prize.
Didn't you win a prize?
I won the first prize.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he
That's
gave away
a chopper.
a dragster.
Oh, dragster,
and
sorry.
full random.
Yeah.
Yeah, he done the Frankie draw out of the hat. All the names in the hat.
See,
and
I
pulled
told
it
you
out.
that's not bad.
Live
Although
on
that was
Instagram.
quite cinematic. So
And I won the chopper. So
amazing.
Is that going on Gumtree?
that might actually be a legitimate sale on Gumtree. That one.
Terrible.
Yes. So shout out to Recycle Cycles.
Cool. Well, guess what? We're jumping into. The main
Norton
reason why we
times.
exist is to see who's been spinning up the summit this week and check out for the times for the folks who've been giving us a show. It might be the fast guys, it might be the slow ones, or it might be everyone in between. But like we said, we're going to dive into their rides and data a little bit more, and then we're going to see what has caught my eyes, which is absolutely nobody, by the way. And we're just going to, have some fun analysis on the people that I picked this week. So, what's your stage name?
Dolce and Gabbana.
Stage name, I like it.
Please tell us the top man and woman for the week. Feel free to take a shit on them too. Not literally, please.
Mate, I got nothing left after the gnocchi last night. I done 6 shits today.
So, first place in the men, is that what we're going with first?
Yes, we are.
Beautiful. Mr. Consistent.
Astronomical
At a
watts.
time of 13:36, he did a 49k ride.
Yep.
His PB is 12 and a half minutes. Absolutely flying.
Yep.
And hang on, the power, that's we raised our eyebrows at that early, didn't we? 424 watts. Beautiful.
So many
Must be a
biscuits.
Durace power meter. It's out of wink.
Not an SRM.
How about the top woman?
Whoa, man.
So the top lady of the week, refrigerated lemon.
That is the first episode from the podcast. That was one of the very first names that I
Very
came up
close to a
with.
PB for her as well.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, great to see.
Very close, yeah.
In a time of 17 minutes and 10 seconds, 61 Ks was her ride length, and the PB 1652.
Yeah.
No power data. That's okay. Benefit of the
Blind.
doubt. I'm not. Yeah, that's fine. No problem.
Just on those times, do you know what your Norton's PB is?
Yeah, I do actually.
Tell us.
It's not mind blowing. I got into the 12-minute.
Anything in the 12s is
not
mind blowing.
Yeah, you know who inspired me was I'm not
Colossal
even going to
Wang?
get his name right. Kellogg's.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
When he did his KOM attempt, or
Yeah, absolutely
Yeah.
bananas.
Yeah.
And then came and won a Vic Park crit solo about 3 minutes later.
yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was bananas.
Oh my
So-
Well,
god.
that's similar to what he
fair
did
play,
at the Port Adelaide mismatch crits when they were in December, were they?
Oh, the
Yeah.
dockside crits.
Dockside crits.
Yeah.
He was doing Norton. No, he was doing corkscrew efforts
That's
before
what
that,
he did. Yeah,
and then went out and raced that and won that.
as you do.
He is one of the most well-deserving pros at the moment, that's for sure.
Who's reading the
Come on,
next
Wayne.
lot?
All right, men's bracket, 14-minute bracket. Looks like this is from. Is
Mhm.
it? Yes. So this was from. So first guy, that's from Supers yesterday. I believe only 3 people turned up for Supers yesterday due to that, due to the weather.
Did you turn up?
No, fuck no. So with a time of
Bike's been sold.
14:08 on a 147 kilometre ride. This guy's got a PB of 12:52, so in the 12s, very solid. He's only a lightweight, so power 340 average. The Chonk, 23.3 k an hour. Next we have with a time of 14:24. This wasn't on Supers, only a 29 kilometre ride. Targeted.
Oh, it got shitty with the rain.
Yeah, or he's turned around at the top. Maybe his DIT was flat. Only happens to the best. 376 watts. He's a big.
Holy dooly.
He is a big boy, this lad. 153 beats per minute. Madam Ducks of Quackenbush.
Quack.
Just outside his PB as well. Then we have our next lad who's finally off of Zwift. He's been doing Zwift for the last 3 weeks while he waits for a new fork to come.
I was going to say those in glass houses, mate.
No, well, he had a reason. So, with a time of 14:29 on a 51 kilometre ride, it's got a PB of 12:45, 359 watt average. We have Mr. Fig Jam, and then we have next with a time of 14:39, 36 kilometre ride. Once again, targeted
Close to
just
the PB,
outside his
yeah.
PB of 14:20. So he's got a PB coming, maybe this lad. No data, power data, 147 beats per minute. Tassive mitts. And then lastly, we have on a 40 kilometre ride, another one he got sick of the rain. PB of 13:25. He's done a 15:05, 355 watt average. That heart rate's working almost as high as what Frankie's is, 177 beats per minute. We have Justin's Beaver.
Justin's Beaver. We'll carry on from Justin's Beaver. We've got the women starting with the Fluffer.
You know, I learned what that actually is most recently.
Did you?
Only just
I did.
recently.
Keep
Yeah.
that to
Really?
yourself.
This is Queen
This is a-
Laquifa. He
this
was
is-
giving me the rundown at work. He was
It's a
like,
well-paid job.
This is a children's podcast.
No, it's
Stop
not.
talking. So the Fluffer did a 22:48 as part of a 15k day. So that is literally living
Up
at the bottom.
That's up and back.
Yeah, that's it.
I should also mention that this person, like, look at their real name. I've never
Yeah,
seen.
I just had a look at
Yeah,
that.
and you don't know what
I
that
don't
job
know.
I
is.
had to do a double take on it. I was like, you what?
Yeah, I know. No, and I don't know who this person is.
Moving on, we have Schitzel with a 23:33 as part of a 36k day. No data, just 14k an hour average speed. The Lady Killer has rolled in a 25:07 as part of a 77k day.
Hang on, what's going on with our spreadsheet over here, Cashy?
Yeah, what do you
We've got
going
the Lady Killer at 1 hour and 7 minutes on
on?
our
No, don't worry
spreadsheet.
about it. It's still good.
What?
Don't worry.
It's 27.
25:07, yep.
Okay.
Lady Killer, 137 watts, 166 BPM. Fourth place, Jimbo Scratch and Sniff, which is
That's a good one.
Thank you.
25:33 as part of a 46k day. No data. And lastly, don't try this at home, but Pepperoni Nipple with a 26:08 as another short day, 31Ks. Do you have us a handpick?
No,
Why not?
because I was in a
One
rush.
Job.
I was in a
One
rush
job.
making the spreadsheet.
Do you know what? Handpick is everyone that braved the weather the last week and stayed safe on the roads because it's, you
was
know what?
icy.
I swear, whenever the rain comes out in Adelaide, the drivers,
Retards.
I turn a sheet.
Yeah, absolute sheet.
So that's
All right.
good.
Well, recap for the week of cycling in Adelaide. So the Adelaide Hills Cycling Club on the 4th of June on Sunday, we've got a road race down at Mount Torrens. That's all I'm going to say about that. I don't know what that is. Then we've got the AMCC. What is that? The Adelaide
Masters Cycling Club.
Yeah.
Yep, on the Sunday 4th of June. They've got the Gordon
Boom.
Memorial Handicap at Osborne.
That's the new course.
Yeah. Then we've got the Adelaide Mountain Bike Club. We've got on the Sunday 28th of May, which is next week, race number 6 at Fox Creek. Oz Cycling has something on the 27th and 28th of May. What is this? Back on the track. 3 sessions
I
per
went
day.
and looked a little bit further for you, Kashi.
Thank you.
So they're just back on the track after the whatever they've done to the track. 3 sessions each day, all disciplines, all levels.
That's so
Get
cool.
on there, have a crack. There's professional coaching, I think, as well on the days.
Very nice.
Children, parents, get your
Just
kids
get
down
out
to
there,
it.
yep.
Just go and
Better
enjoy.
than doing cocaine. All right.
Wow.
See,
Yeah, actually, probably not. Let's be real.
seen the price of coke?
I haven't, but you probably have. Anyway, Oz
Sniffing
Cycling.
so much.
On the 20th of May, Oz Cycling has a BMX State Series down at the Copper Coast, and then Port Adelaide Cycling Club on the 3rd and 4th of June, which is Saturday and Sunday. We've got a cyclocross. What?
National Series round, sorry.
It's got
My bad.
Noation Series
Noation.
round.
It's the
You
Crow
illiterate
Noations.
Fuck. Around 3 and 4 at the Superdome.
We'll see Dolce and Gabbana out there, will we?
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah, just up on the top
You're
of the
like,
podium.
yeah.
Nice.
Definitely
Nice.
will be.
Wang, can you please read the
Can.
sheet?
Just also a quick shout out to Green Eggs and Ham overnight. Got 3rd in a Belgium race, I think it might have been. And Kellogg's was actually Dylan Groenewegen won. So Kellogg's was part of that lead out train for that win for Green Edge. So a couple of boys doing well.
Sweet, full wombat spec.
Yes. So now, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, and all creatures in between, if you've enjoyed yourself, why don't you give us a follow through your favourite podcast app or access all our episodes through YouTube as well. Please subscribe, hit the bell icon, and don't forget to tell all your friends and share with everyone.
Yes, we're also all over the socials to give you updates, info, let you know where new episodes are out, along with other podcast news and information. If you want to support the podcast, head to our Buy Me a Coffee page, and if you donate, we shall give you a shout out on the podcast the following week.
Lovely. And thanks again for Chonk. We
For
didn't mention
Chonk.
it before. He was in the 14-minute bunch and he gave us a shout. He bought us some coffees the other day.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Nice work.
So in saying that, we'd love your feedback and to know your thoughts. So hit us up and let's have a chat through our Facebook or Instagram page, or shoot us through an email at radelaidesummit@gmail.com. And with that,
No funny outros.
Outro.
don't... Actually, you know what?
What did the
Oh, God.
what did the car driver say to the one-legged hitchhiker?
Hop away, son.
Hop in.
Jeez.
I don't get it.
We'll see you out in the summer this week. Bye.